Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo. It is Sunday morning, and we've got some stuff to watch. So, Sunday block has become kind of like the school girl club activity, almost sports-ish day. We've got Hibike, and now we've got Chihayafuru. So, last week we watched the first episode of Chihayafuru. I'm gonna aim for the next two episodes in this episode, or in this reaction video. We'll see how we do. It might only be one, but we're gonna aim for two. Hopefully that's where we end up. You already know because you see it in the title. I shouldn't be talking about it. So, first episode of Chihayafuru did a pretty interesting job of setting up our main character. A couple of secondary characters don't know quite how important they're going to be yet. Couple of people from her past. One, this person who she seemed to play Karuta, the card game that we were also introduced to with when she was younger. I don't remember his name. Taichi? I want to say it's Taichi. That could be wrong. It's probably wrong. And then the other, a relatively shy boy who is ostracized by a lot of his peers. He's got some stuff going on and doesn't seem to have any friends. And is absolutely thrilled to show her this game that he's obsessed with, Karuta. Which is a memory card game where somebody or a tape reads out the first lines of a poem, and as soon as you can confirm which poem it is and know where it is, you want to grab or smack that particular card out, and I guess you get a point for that. So it's a game that involves like skill and training and practice, and like your mental state is important, your reaction time is important. There are all kinds of factors that contribute to your ability to play this game well. We'll have to see what our girl is able to do. Whether one thing that I'm not sure about going into the show is whether this will be more genuinely realistic, or if we'll diverge into or like dive into the sort of tropey, superpowered shonen sports stuff. Doesn't have to be like super ridiculous, but you know, a character whose quirk is that they have an eidetic memory, or like their quirk is that their reaction time is 5 milliseconds faster than the average human, and so like they make up for a lot of stuff that way. I get the feeling it's not going to be like that. I get the feeling it's going to be more like the work and effort you put in training and practice comes to bear on your results at the end. But I don't really know, because we haven't really had any Karuta competitions. We just had that one little sort of almost a practice match where Chihaya like smacked the one card and was happy about that, which is a great thing. Like, if I can just win one, if I can just get one chess piece, if I can just capture one shogi piece, like whatever it is, it shows us that that main character is now in, you know, they're in on Karuta, and so we just watched her become in, but it isn't solidified yet. She has to compete first, I think, and that's, I think, what we're going to be focusing on in this episode, because we've got the current timeline, and then we've got the backstory timeline, and in the backstory timeline, we're just reaching the point where there's going to be a like classroom tournament. And I did some research on Karuta because I'm interested in the game. It's intriguing. I wanted to understand a little bit more. And apparently it is pretty common practice for elementary and even middle schools or junior high schools to have their kids play Karuta, because it's educational to an extent. It's, I mean, you're flexing memorization skills, learning all kinds of stuff, and it's healthy educational competition. Great. So it makes perfect sense that this would be sort of a casual contest at the school, but for those players who already play Karuta or are interested in it more professionally or more seriously, well, that school competition is going to be a chance to shine and a chance to show their shit. So I'm expecting some juicy stuff. Hopefully we get it. As I've been like thinking about this episode and sort of mulling the first episode and mulling it over in my head over the course of the week, I've come to really appreciate the dual timeline that we've got going on, because we're watching her, like, we know she's going to get back into Karuta, otherwise there wouldn't be a show, but at the same time, in parallel, we're watching her first journey into Karuta, her first experiences with it, and so it's almost as like as she's being re-exposed to it, she's reminiscing about it, and we're getting to see both sides of that story. It's really lovely. It also, from a narrative perspective, it allows them to do stuff like what I've been saying that I expect in this episode, which is have a tournament, have competition really, really early without feeling like we're pacing too fast, or feeling like we don't understand the game very well, because we can jump back to when she didn't understand the game very well, and then we feel even more like, not quite empathy, but like more of a connection with our character. It's a really intelligent way of doing things, and I like it. I like it a lot. It actually, it does remind me a little bit of the kind of the way that we explored Rei's backstory in Sangatsu, but Sangatsu is so far, like, it's so not about shogi that it doesn't matter that much about knowing the rules of shogi for watching Sangatsu, because the matches, the actual gameplay of the matches and strategy of the matches is almost irrelevant. It might as well be like any other sports or fighting or any kind of show, because all that matters is what you get from the characters talking about what's going on or looks inside their head. So it's quite different, but there is that same kind of thing where there's a past timeline. We get to understand where Rei has been and how he got to where he is now, and that informs where he's going now and the current journey that he's on, which is just lovely. And if you haven't seen Sangatsu, what the hell are you doing? But, you know, mild parallels. Mild parallels. We'll see. Okay, I feel like I've blathered for a little bit too long. We're going on 7 or 8 minutes of recording now, so let's get on into episode 2 of Chihayafuru. I have it up and ready to go. It is 0 seconds. I haven't heard anybody say that the subs I was using last time were bad, so I'm going to keep using them. If you think that they're bad, please let me know so that I can make it better for you. Thanks. Yeah, so Chihayafuru episode 2 is up and ready to go. It is 0 seconds. There will be picture-in-picture versions of this reaction video with the video up there in the description, down there. Time-based version on YouTube, discussion at the end, beep beep timer at the beginning. Well, discussion at the end of each episode. Beep timer at the beginning of each episode. That's about it. We're at the beginning. Put that timer in. Is that memorizing poetry? Okay. So she's practicing for the thing. Oh, the hype. The hype. Where's my nicotine delivery device? I found it. Awkward. Why so awkward? Yeah, what's up? Oh, she hung out with him. Wow, she's gonna get the full cold shoulder experience? Ah, you're so smug about that. Fuck you, I'm gonna go sit next to him. Y'all suck. Yeah. Pretty much. Cause y'all suck. Yeah. It is not okay, actually. He's really good at Karuta? Yeah, he can. But now you just put that on him. Oh, that's kind of horrible. But he knows he can. She knows he can. Hell yeah. He's just got some respect for the one thing that he values. Oh. But she might. Twist. Yeah, good luck, buddy. Good luck. And I assume this is how he gets in on it, too. Rivalry. Oh, this is such a good start already. Yeah. Ooh. All right, I got the logo right in the thumbnail that I made last night. I'm happy. Didn't quite get the font right, but I couldn't, so whatever. Couldn't find it. Really solid OP. Just solid. Such burning autumn red. Ah. Pudding Tony. All right. Wham! Wataya. Oh, he's not in this group. Okay, so we're splitting it up. Who's Wataya against? And who's Ayase against? Oh, it would, but he won't. And also, I don't think you want to sit there. I feel like you're in the firing line. How many words? Yep. Yep. Bitch. Ooh, that's so good. You were saying? You were saying? Wouldn't it be funny if he lost during his first round? Yeah, about that. So, see you against Taichi next? I do, actually. And I think it'll really mess with his head a bit. Mm-hmm. Nope, you got the touch. You got the power. Yeah. Why would you throw a... That's... It's gonna explode. And there we go. What a little prick. Taichi... Yeah. Yeah, backfire. Big backfire. He's like Coyote trying to mess with the Roadrunner. Just keeps not going his way. Oh no, don't you fuck with his glasses. Oh my god, Taichi. Really? Really? Really, dude? Ah, you think he can't win without his glasses? Is that the goal here? You think he hasn't memorized the position of all of the cards? Come on. That's not ISA. Yeah. Whoa, it's the finals? Yeah, he fucked up, Taichi. Why? Why, man? Oh, he hasn't. He's struggling. You stole my fucking glasses. What the hell, dude? Yeah. All right. I'm not worried anymore. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Oh, wow. They're in his pocket. Oh, the tension is building. Building, 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 building. Who needs eyes? Ping pong. Ping pong. Motherfucker tight. Ugh. He mixed the cards up. Hey, well, he got the card. All right. Fine. Yep. Fuck. Oh. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Fuck him up. Technically, it's true, I think. True, but for how long? All right. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Oh, crap. What if some of them have the same have the same start. I see. It is. Ah, that's pretty cheap. Ah. No, she's doing it for herself and against you. Ooh, mom is not happy. It's like actually athletic. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh shit. Oh no. The one card. Oh. When you hear that, you go for that card. Oh, I just got a like a spine chill. All right. Boom. Roll credits. Title dropped. We're done. All right. Oh, that was some solid CG. I'm pretty sure it was. All right. All right. Totally different attitude, dude. You've been a big baka this whole time. Mmm. 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 The master and the queen. Boom. Goal set. That musical finish was very Hoseki no Kuni. Model Scout? Mmm. Second fiddle, eh? Thanks, sis. Really appreciate that. Found a thing that I love and care about, and you're just gonna poop on it. Really appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Mom. Really appreciate that. Lost in a game that I'm not that good at. Against somebody who's a prodigy. What? Whoa, what a fucked up attitude. Only do things where you think you can. Oh, that's so insidious. That's really messed up. Because then what's the point? Where's growth? If you only do things you're already good at. Hmm? Is it Wataya practicing? Or looking for his glasses? Or bashing his head into a locker? Hmm. Very interesting that like factors into the previous conversation. Ah! You gotta figure out a way to get those glasses back to him without him finding out. Or without her finding out. What? Oh, is he practicing diving? Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. That's some dedication. +1 respect point. Can take everything away from him and he's still a Karuta player. That reflection of the cards in his eyes. There are actually a lot of examples of reflections in the eyes. I'm wondering if the design of the eyes with the pupils really high is intentional for that purpose. So that you've got this big canvas on the bottom of the eye that can reflect things. Ow. Or be expressive. At least you're giving them back. Thanks, man. Bullshit and he knows it, but whatever. At least you're giving them back. You gonna admit it? Honestly, you gain 1 respect point back. Actually, you gain half a respect point back. You lost 1 for stealing them. You gain 1 back for you gain half of 1 back. Yeah. Yeah. You're a prick, but at least you came clean. Yep. That's great that he hits him with a card. But mm. Aww. Aww. The first time he says her aww. Refers to her informally. Oh, catch. Indeed. All right, I believe that should be the end. It is. It's interesting. The ED is only 1 minute and 10 seconds instead of the usual 1:30. Wonder why. Do I have to even say it? It was a really good episode. I mean, really good. I think better than the first. Partly because just less exposition. We've got more stuff to go off of and build on. But man, every scene in this episode has like a purpose and emotional impact and some kind of payoff. Just all of it. This whole sequence where she comes in and realizes that she's being ostracized as well and just doesn't take any of it. Just like, all right, okay, maybe you should just stop fucking with this guy, and that would be the easiest solution. It's perfect. Her declaration that he's gonna beat everybody in Karuta, and then his little blushy moment where he realizes that this girl sees through him a little bit and realizes what he cares about and that he's good at it. When she's not flattering him, she just genuinely believes that there's no way he's gonna lose in this Karuta tournament. She's seen what he can do, and she's pretty much right if it weren't for extenuating circumstances. And then Taichi gets to really be the villain in this episode. I mean, oh, geez, man. Gone way too far. Gone way too far. Multiple times. Okay, so we get our OP. And as I said when it was playing, it's just a solid OP. It doesn't, like, stick out to me as anything super exceptional or anything like that. But it's also not super generic. It's just strong and solid, and I like listening to it, and I like watching it. Is fun. The setup, the fact that we bring parents into this, and Taichi's dealing with this, like, parental pressure from behind, like, pushing him forward, but not in a very healthy way. We'll talk about this a little bit more once we get to the conversation that they have, because I got some shit to talk about that. I want to rail against this woman. I have a problem with her. So, and then we are in tournament mode, and I've been waiting for this because, like, seems like a solid chunk of this show is going to be dedicated to in-tournament, in-fight playing stuff, right? We saw little hints of it in the first episode with the first competitive Karuta scenes between Chihaya and Wataya. And so we got a little taste of the hype. And so I'm waiting, what is it really going to look like? What is it really going to be as an experience to watch this game unfold? And the answer is, it's hype as fuck. It's, like, genuinely athletic. They've established this idea that there are people watching. And even more than that, that there can be different groups of people watching with different allegiances, stuff like that. So most of the kids flip-flop. They use the same kids to, like, be cheering for Taichi and cheering for Chihaya, with one exception, which is later when she grabs a card, all the girls are like, yay, Chi got the card, and the guys are like, oh no, Taichi. So some splits, some gender divides. Okay, I don't think they're trying to say anything there. But then having the mother here makes me think that maybe we'll get VIPs in the audience, you know, like talent scouts or future potential competitors or things like that, who give a specific and different opinion on what's going on in the game. And we've got a mixed bag of inside the character's thoughts and the audience giving us ideas about what's going on, and other characters who are players watching, like, considering what characters are doing. It's pretty solid. I never felt like I lost the flow of the game. I never felt like I didn't understand what was happening or what had happened. There was one little moment where I wasn't quite sure what had happened when Taichi messed with swapped the cards around. I just wasn't sure for a second, and then I got it. All in all, the show is really, really solid in terms of conveying critical information to the audience. So I just want to point that out and mention that I notice it and I like it. It's good. So we get our first reveal of powers from Wataya here, and it's done with this amazing little CGI card slide across to there, and then tip tip teeter, click. Great little, like, tension in animation, lovely. And then it releases when everybody screams, and then we jump to the end of the match, and off we go. We have ourselves a little conversation where Wataya is like, you should probably play some Karuta. You're pretty good at this. And then Coca-Cola. As soon as he threw the Coke and it was spinning in the air, I'm like, dude, that's gonna explode. He knows that's gonna explode. Aw, come on, man. Why? Hey. Fuck you, Taichi. You little brat. And then we get the establishing of the glasses. Chihaya totally willing to just like, yeah, just like wipe your face on my arm here. It's all good, man. And this eggs Taichi on even further, because like he's trying to fuck with Wataya, and he just keeps getting closer to this girl, and they just keep getting more friendly. Grr. So then he has the idea. He steals the glasses. Yeah, I think he stole my glasses. No shit. Also 20 over 667. Oh shit. Great gag that he's not talking to her. Wrong character. Very lovely. Okay, so here's a perfect time to point out one thing that I mentioned earlier. I noticed this about this point in the episode. The characters' eyes are drawn in an interesting way, and it's universal as far as I can tell. They have their pupils are set really high up in their irises. Like normally pupils are a dead center type of thing, and you can do lots of things with style to move them around. In this case, they're up really high. This gives us this huge arc at the bottom that we can fill up with stuff that implies an iris, and it gives us space to put light reflection dot things. I don't know what those are actually called. Do they have a name? They probably have a name. Light reflection dot things, and that gives the animators a lot of room to have the characters' expressions change significantly, while making very small changes to what we see in their eyes. It gives us this big emotional canvas to work with. But then it's also really useful for reflecting things, especially reflecting Karuta cards, because the way that it's angled, it's set up so that it's like a mirror pointing straight down at the cards. So if our character is kneeling, right, oh Jesus, I'm gonna die if I don't know the name for sitting in sit. I know this Japanese kneeling posture name. Seiza. Okay. Yeah. So if you're sitting in Seiza, as you would be while playing Karuta, at least I assume they sit in Seiza. It seems formal. Then you're at like the right angle where if the camera's pointing directly at you, the bottom of those eye canvases would reflect all the cards. So that's kind of neat. I wonder how much of it is like genuinely intentional. All right, I just messed up recording. Whoops. So give me just a sec. I need to sync stuff. So Ibo. All right. Saying Ibo is the best way for me to sync stuff because the O right after the B is immediately synced with the first frame that my lips come open. So it's super easy to like find the point where I go B in the audio track and sync that to the first frame that my lips open. Tips and tricks. Okay. So I just wanted to point out this eye canvas thing because it's interesting, I think. So we've got him just staring real deep at those cards, doing his best. And he has, of course, memorized the positions of all the cards, and like a boss. So he does a little switcheroo, and it is the wrong card. So the game is afoot. Everything is messed up. And Mashima just like has no remorse. No remorse. Just fucking with this guy. Continuing to fuck with this guy. Like making fun of him for sucking when he wouldn't if he hadn't stolen his fucking glasses. And then we get a Chihaya boom. So Chihaya here is juxtaposed with the falling leaves, which I've seen. I mean, they make appearances in the OP, in the ED, big time in the ED, and on the cover of both seasons, I think there are lots of autumn leaves everywhere. It's a big part of the show's aesthetic. So now we have a direct visual relationship between those leaves and our main character, which makes solid sense. See, like, leaf floats in, she floats in. Boom. Well, not so much float. But comes in, takes over for Wataya. Taichi's cool with it. We go for it. Let's do it. But she only has half the poems memorized. She's already an underdog, so we're doubly rooting for her because we don't like her opponent right now. He's been a dick this whole episode. We do like her, and she's an underdog. She's got the deck stacked against her. Literally, half the cards are against her because she won't be able to get them. Of course we're going to root for her. House that she's the main protagonist, too. And then here we get a little bit of strategizing. For the cards I don't recognize, I'll just smack the area that Taichi is looking because he probably knows more than I do. So I'll just smack that area and ensure that he can't get a card. And if I do get lucky and get the right card out, I get the point. Nice. And then she confirms. Yeah. But this also tells us a little something about her character. Act first, ask forgiveness later. Like, take the action, then confirm that it's within the rules. It's a little something. It's a little, like, jump to the conclusion. It's interesting. So, one thing that I'm not sure of, I would have expected that some of the poems would start with at least same word or the same hiragana, the same syllable. So, I figured there might be a couple of poems in the group that have, like, a duplicate where you have to wait until, like, the third or fourth word to know for sure which one it is. Some little tricksy stuff. But maybe I'm wrong because I'm just not familiar with the poems. Maybe they all have unique starts. I don't know. Anybody who knows anything about the 100 Poets? Do you know? Because I don't. Thanks. Okay. So, more super hype battling, and here we see them, like, ending up getting tangled up together and, like, really diving for the cards against each other. It gets kind of athletic and pretty badass. We keep getting reminded that he's got the glasses in the pocket. I was kind of wondering whether during one of these dives they were going to break, but I'm glad that they didn't. And then we get that frown from Mom. Oh, we'll get to you, Mom. We'll get to you. So, moving along, we end up with that very last card, and last card of the round. She doesn't recognize any of the cards, but there is one that is special, and it is her card, the one that starts with Chihayafuru. So as soon as she hears it, she grabs it, and boom, ding ding, winner. First time really playing, first taste of victory, boom. Lovely. And we have been rooting for her the whole time, the underdog against the guy we don't like, who's also the protagonist. Hell yeah. Solid moment. And then her attitude afterward really expresses this, you know? Like, Taichi is pissed and angry, and he's trying to justify it. Like, who cares if I'm not good at this stupid game? And she just goes, that was awesome. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed playing with you. This game is cool. I like this. I like this a lot. So while he's getting all salty, like, God, my fucking team, I can't carry these noobs, she's like, GG. GG, man. I like this angle. And then we get this thing. He's gonna become a master. Yeah, well, then you better become the queen. Best female Karuta player, and she gets a bit of a whoosh. I love me some whooshes. You guys know that. I love the whooshes. And we get that great whoosh, and then we get to undercut all of that with this phone call back home. So it's pretty straightforward here. She don't get no respect, right? She calls her family. Everything's about her sister's modeling career, and she's been that way too. Like, she's been, from what I gather, like, her whole family is all about supporting the sister's modeling career. And she seems like she loves her sister and everything, but I mean, when she's talking to her mom, she doesn't even get to say it, that she won this thing that she's proud of. When she's talking to her sister, she just gets shut down. Like, how lame. Damn, thanks, sis. No, I mean, this doesn't make me, like, hate her mom or her sister right now, but it makes me feel for, Chihaya. Actually, you know, I can bring a personal element into this. Let's bring a personal element into this. When I was in high school, I did debate, all 4 years of school, and I did two different kinds of debate. I did Lincoln Douglas, which is 1-on-1, and I did policy, which is 2-on-2. Policy is much longer form, and debate is a sport. Pretty much any debater will tell you that they consider it basically a sport. And kind of like Karuta, there's a lot of research, a lot more than Karuta, because there isn't like an explicit set of things to deal with. There's a topic every year, or in Lincoln Douglas, it's every 2 months, I think. They switch the topic. There's a topic every year, and let's talk about policy because it's the most... Okay. Topic every year. You and your partner, your teammate, your goal over the course of the year, it doesn't change over the entire year, and people are debating over the course of the year. So everybody is doing research into everything that they possibly can and coming up with answers to every possible argument that they can think of, or that they've experienced, or that they know that other people are using in their arguments. Everything has to be researched, because the cardinal rule of policy debate is if you don't have evidence for a claim, then it's worthless, pretty much. If you don't have evidence to back up something you're saying, or an argument, or everything, then it's worthless. So a lot of your time is spent doing prep and prepping evidence, getting it together, finding the specific paragraphs and passages that you want, highlighting the portions that you actually want to read, cutting them out, figuring out where they're from, writing the bibliography for them. Everything has to be pristine, because once you present a piece of evidence, the judge can ask for it and your opponent can ask for it to see it and ensure that it is accurate, and that you're not lying about the contents of the evidence. And all of this is to build a massive case to present to the judges that goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between the two teams until you get to a conclusion and the judge decides who argued it better. And you have to prepare both sides of the argument. So the reason that I'm talking about all of this prep and stuff is because to get into debate, like, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot. It's difficult. It's not easy, and it's fun, but it's challenging. And there's like an athletic aspect of it, just the fact that you have to be able to stand up there and speed read for 8 minutes straight. Like, that's hard. It's really hard, especially while you're doing that, you're juggling evidence and stuff and trying to figure out how to organize it so that you make sure that you don't miss a single of your opponent's arguments, because if you do, you basically lose. It's difficult. It's really challenging. And then at the same time, your partner, while you're speaking, your partner is writing down all of the things you say so that you have a record of your arguments, so that you know whether your opponent drops any of them, and is also preparing for their next speech at the same time. It's nuts. It's crazy. The reason that I bring it up is because I got really into debate pretty early in high school. I got really into it, and I found a community that I became close with. I found an activity that I excelled at and that I found really rewarding and valuable and interesting, that put my particular skill sets to great use. It was perfect for me. I love doing research. I'm a fast reader, out loud and just normally, which helps with researching. I have a knack for finding the right type of evidence on Google and Scholar and stuff like that. So it was just perfect for me. But as I continued doing it, as I got deeper into it, and as I started like going to more tournaments and doing well, I discovered that my parents didn't really care. And they sort of saw it as like not the best of activities. I got the feeling that my dad would rather I was doing some kind of sport or something that would specifically like help me get into some degree program at some school. And like it just wasn't. My parents never saw debate the way that I saw debate, and they never came to any of my competitions or any of my events, and never really cheered me on or supported me, which kind of sucks. It sucks. So I relate to Chihaya's experience here, where she has just found a new world that she's excited about, and she goes to tell her parents about it, to inform those who are closest to her, to inform her family, and they don't see it through her eyes. They don't see it the same way that she does. And that hurts. That kind of sucks. But it's just like a fundamental truth about humans. You can't make somebody see something the way that you do. Same way that you can't make somebody like a show that you like. If they don't like it, they're not going to like it. Same way that you can't really like argue your way into convincing somebody that a specific piece of media is good or bad. Like maybe you can, but if they're set against it, it's not going to happen. People have different opinions of things, and their willingness to explore things and really understand them can get in the way. So Chihaya here doing an obscure, kind of nerdy, kind of lame thing really resonates with me, because I spent my high school years doing an obscure, kind of nerdy, kind of lame thing and dedicating myself to getting really ridiculously good at it and not getting a lot of respect from my family for doing so. So I feel you, Chihaya. I feel you. I really do. All right. Let's end that tangent and move on to the part that I've been hinting at wanting to talk about for the whole time. So, yeah, Karuta, boring. Bitch. And here we go. Toxic parenting. All right. Look, I'm not a parent. I'm not an expert on this shit, but let's go through the things that this woman says to her child here. It's these last 3 lines that really fuck me up. But the whole thing is shit. The whole thing is shit. This lady. All right. So first off, humiliation. This is a great way to treat your kids. Humiliate them for their failures. That's good. How could you lose to a girl, you little piece of shit? You're supposed to be better than that. You little piece of shit. You should be ashamed of having lost to a girl. Alright, first off, lady, you're female and you're teaching your son sexist bullshit? Come on. Come on, really? That's not even the half of it. But come on. Alright, next line. I was even recording all of your matches. This is about me, not about you. This is about what I can do with the recordings I made and whether I can show them to your father. Whether I can be proud of you. Whether I can live vicariously through your success. Aw, come on. Come on. Mom, no. I'm sorry. Uh-huh. Sigh. It doesn't really matter if you can't play Karuta. And this leads into the real fucky sentiment here. But okay, it doesn't matter if you can't play Karuta. This is an insidious and twisted one. It doesn't matter if you failed. There are other things that you're good at. And it gets worse in the next 2 lines. If you're just going to lose, then we can't have you playing in any tournaments. So, not only will I humiliate you for your mistakes, but you should feel humiliated for your mistakes, and we should avoid making mistakes or any situations where we could make mistakes or look like we're less than perfect, human. We should avoid those experiences at all costs, because you have to be the perfect little boy, and everyone has to love you, and everybody has to think that you're the best. All right, Mom. Fuck you. And finally, you're a good student and a good athlete, so only do things where you know you can win. What is the point of that? What is the point of doing only things where you know you can win? There isn't one. It's the same as not doing anything. It might as well be. You never grow. And the way she says it, it's not just where you know you can win, it's where you know you will win, where it's guaranteed, where you're sure that you're going to win. Avoid hard things, people. That's the way to live your life. That's the way to success. Avoid the difficulty. Avoid suffering at all costs. Avoid anything that makes people think that you're not perfect, or, maybe you're a relatable human being like everyone else. Just avoid all of that stuff. Put yourself on a pedestal, and make sure that nobody can relate to you or wants to be your friend. That's a good idea. Fuck you, Mom. Fuck you, Mom. Alright, so we hear this sound, the slam, and then amazingly, we don't let that little thread that we were talking about with Mom die quite yet. I wish I was born with a more useful talent myself. Like how you're a good student and athlete. So she sort of accidentally reinforces some of the stuff that Mom was saying. But I feel like it's going to have the opposite effect. Because people work in a funny way. Some of them do. Most of them do. Let me say most. I'm sure there are exceptions. When you have a natural talent for something, like you're just naturally good at it. Maybe you have a naturally great sense of balance. You don't think anything of it because you didn't work for it. And so you don't really think of it as, like, impressive unless people come to you and are like, whoa, you're the coolest. And then you get an inflated head. But usually when you're just really good at something, you're just happy being really good at that thing. Usually it's pretty fulfilling in and of itself. Like being good at sports. It's nice. It's fun. It's fun to win. It's fun to shoot soccer goals and make it. It's fun to use your body in like specific and difficult ways and know that you can and be confident in that. It's fun. But sometimes when people come up to you and they're like, you're really good at that. I envy you for that. You go, but I don't envy me for that. Because you've never been without it. It's an innate talent, right? And so you don't value it very much. It's kind of the same as like telling a pretty person how beautiful they are. You're really beautiful. It's like, oh, thanks. That doesn't mean anything to me. Because it's just the way I am and I don't really have any control over it. And I didn't really work for it. So I don't really care. I'd rather be known and be appreciated for something that I worked for. Don't call me beautiful. Call me good at thing. Call me good at sports. Call me strong. Call me resilient. Call me courageous. Whatever. Call me good at Karuta. That's what Karuta is here. It's the thing that he can respect himself for learning to do well. You know? Because he already has the student and athlete stuff, and he doesn't think about it too much. Sure, he does this little smirky face thing, like, yeah, you're right, I was born this way. But at the same time, there's this little feeling in my kokoro that he needs something a little more, something that he can feel proud of himself for being good at. And I think he'll find it in the cards. They'll think I'm lame. And then she contradicts his mother. Don't tell anyone. I even lost to you. They'll think I'm lame. What's so lame about losing in a fair fight? Smack. Nobody praised me for doing well at Karuta, but the attitude you came out with was, I really enjoy this. This is fun. I want to get good at it. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. This trio of characters is so perfect. And then there's Wataya. The genius. The dedicated genius. Not only brilliant, but he's been working at it. He's got that stuff. He's got that fire. He's got that power. Woo! Oh, yeah. And then we have this moment. Now look. Taichi doesn't get forgiven here. I don't think. Not by me and not by the characters. He was a real prick this episode. It's gonna take a little time. But he took one step, and that was giving his glasses back, and then, more importantly, telling the truth. That he stole them. Because Wataya knew. Of course. It doesn't change the act, but it helps. And it took some guts. It takes some guts to admit that you acted with malice. Even more than admitting that you made a mistake or that you just messed up. That I acted with malice towards you. I did that. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to reveal to someone. But he does it. And that shows at least some emotional maturity in this character that can be built upon. Some layers, some depth. He's not just a bully or anything. He's a person. And I buy that each of these people are persons. Wait, what? Each of these characters are people. There's a word. I buy that these characters are people. And that's good. That's that good stuff. So, bad for the Coke stuff and the glasses stuff and just being a jerk. Good for owning up to it, at least. Okay. That was this episode of Chihayafuru. Let's watch the next one. I did a lot of discussion on this one, so we'll probably have a lot less discussion on the next episode, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Also, I just want to say that this is... I'm in now. I wasn't necessarily in after the first episode. I knew I was going to watch more. And was like, this is promising. Now I feel like some of that promise has been fulfilled. I'm in. Let's watch episode 3. Okay, episode 3 of Chihayafuru is up and ready to go. It is at 0 seconds. Picture in the description. Timer on YouTube. Beep beep timer. Oh. Cultural Center. Okay. Karuta Society. Yeah, don't go in during a... Ah! Seems pretty competitive. Indeed. Crystal white snow. Okay. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Hey. Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was just a translation mistake. We'll see. Yeah. 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 Ooh. Maybe. All right. All right. Let's go. The shirt says it all. Oh, makes sense. Yeah. Yep. Oh. Got a mnemonic or anything? Smart. Ah. Okay. Okay. So there are cards like that. Okay. It's a risk you got to take. Because you want to win. True. Ooh, there's that music. Mm. Mm. That is a hell of a piece of score. Bam, thwam. Thwam, bang. Whatever, man. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Oh, okay. Okay. Man, carrying the team. Just put it on my back. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you gotta prove yourselves. Yeah. So passionate. Yeah, he is. Hmm. Hi, Retro. Same theme. Same theme. Prove yourself, and he'll expect it. Wow, he blocked it. All right. Oh. Oh. She has the incredible hearing established in the last episode. She's got that hearing. She's real fast. Now they're competing against each other. Perfect. Yeah, man. I'm right there with you. Get wrecked, Retro. Give him the real name. Obviously. Oh. Is he related to someone? Oh. Holy shit. Form bonds with those poems. I thought you would be reluctant. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. All right. Oh. Well then. You're gonna sure give it a shot. Thousand. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, good. Hmm. 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 I got my own dream now. Thanks, Mom. Actually, thanks now. What? What? All right, sis. -1 to sister, +1 to mom. Training montage. Classic. Oh. Oh, the card's behind him. Call me by my first name. Oh. She's got the cutest fucking little gloves. They're so cute. I'm done. Hmm. Ugh. Oh. He's gonna hide it. Oh, he's not gonna hide it, but he is gonna do that. Drop cards. Oh. Oh. Man. I was thinking it was a little too happy with that snowball fight. Oh. What? You guys can split the blame 50-50. Wait, that transition, what the fuck was that? Ah. It's the first time we've gotten hmm. No. Doctor, please. You're the oh, there goes one. Aw. Oh. Oh man. You need Chihaya. Chi. Get going. Let's go. Oh. Oh! Team uniform. If. I'm all prepared to be today. Hmm. Hmm. Hey. Oh, crap. Okay. All right. Let's play. If for some reason we are apart, are you saying that we can never meet again? That seems rather poignant. Now it's only 100. instead of so many. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Did the two of them lose? Chihaya and Taichi? Yeah, but the end. Okay, graduation. So, he moves elsewhere. Damn. Get a last goodbye, right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, but I can make some time. You know me. I know. He's counting on it. Ah. He doesn't want to let go of that card. It's her card. Yeah. Thank you for teaching it to me. I don't think so, man. What does that poem say? Just because we've yeah. It's not a big competitive environment. This ED is really nice. Really nice. And end. Okay, another pretty strong episode. I think the second episode is my favorite for the day for sure. This one was also really solid. Some solid moments here. Okay, before we talk about anything, I want to see something that happened around 1440. There was this transition that I sort of just barely caught, and I want to see it again. It's when she tears the. I think she tears through this scene. When they're arguing against each other. I just want to, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Hell, blink and you miss it. But she, like, the scene becomes the thing on her wall, and she literally tears straight down between them. As she tears away these notes. I assume these are notes that she's making about Karuta. Really cool. Really inventive. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay. So, in this episode, we go to the Karuta practice hall, and we find that there is a serious and larger than I expected Karuta playing population here. And yeah, as Chihaya says, this is sports ball right here. So Doctor is really serious about Karuta, and we meet him, and he's the best. Just instantly the best. This is how you introduce this type of character. He's a big bear, and he's gonna give you all a big old bear hug because he's happy that there are Karuta players. And he's gonna cry about it, like a boss. Love him. All right. So then we get our intro rivals, Retro, who has such a unique name that I feel like we'll be seeing more of Retro, but I don't know. But of course his name is Hero. So then we set up this we established this 3 versus 3 Karuta stuff, which is what we're going to use for the tournament a little bit later. We end up with 2 solid Karuta competitions over the course of the episode. Pretty neat. Haven't learned some of the cards. Wataya, I guess I'll start calling him Arata now. Is like, well, I think Taichi has the right idea. I don't know if it's that he consciously doesn't trust them. It's just that he is better than they are and more consistent, and so like he has to carry the team. But of course, it makes sense that there might be some resentment toward that. I took the correct one from their side. He's just making sure that it all works out. Yeah, it's not playing as a team. He's doing kind of what oh god, name. I don't remember. The Great King from Haikyuu does, just sort of running the game, you know. But it's not too bad. And of course, the Doctor sees some of that good stuff, and so do the other people watching. That boy with the glasses is on it. Oh man. And then we get some interesting stuff. All right. So, Taichi does not comprehend Chihaya. Why does she care so much about this dumb game? Why does she care so much about winning? He's just better than she is. He's naturally more talented than she is. Why does she care so much? There's no reason to be upset when he's just so much better. He's had more time to practice. He's got that natural talent too. No reason to try so hard. You just don't get it yet, do you? I feel like you will one day, Taichi. I feel like you'll come around. And he does a little bit here. He wasn't expecting anything. And somehow, paradoxically, that makes you want to show him that he should have been, right? I got the right card. And even in that moment, Wataya is protecting the other one. And ensuring that he's got the drop on it. This is teamwork. It's just on a level that you weren't expecting. You know? He's just there to catch you if you fall. And then we have Chihaya doing a listen, and then, like, before the word even starts, like, Sixth Sense style. What? So, my guess is this has something to do with what we talked about in the previous episode when she heard the banging sound in the school. We're establishing that Chihaya has really great hearing and can maybe hear just like the breathy intonation of the first syllable and know what's coming. Sort of a magic power, you know? Pretty dope. And of course the Doctor is stunned by this, and this lets us as the audience know that, yeah, Wataya is like, yeah, he's the bomb diggity, he's got the experience, he's got all this stuff, but Chihaya's got some talent, she's got some special sauce, you know? Don't count her out, for sure. So then they get genuinely competitive, and the Doctor is just like falling over himself. He loves this. It's awesome. And then we learn something else about Wataya. He's got a lineage. Makes perfect sense. All right, so then Chihaya, we get this great little moment where he just goes like, ah, Time to talk to a child. I understand this one and this one. Well, these are the cards that you've become most attached to, and you'll learn to take those faster. You'll get closer to all of these cards. Think of them as friends. Become friends with all of them. So, time to train. We come home, and we got this moment where we learn to hate the sister. So, she asks her, is your dream still to see your sister become the best in all of Japan? Nah, I got my own dream now. I want to become really good at this lame card game. And here, Mom gets a +1 because she's like, well, she found something she's interested in. That's cool. At least she's mildly supportive and not mean. And then she has nothing to gain from it. She should just keep gushing about how great I am. Huh? Excuse me. God, that's fucked up. That's just messed up, man. It's just not okay. And then we have this moment where Dad comes home and sees the cards behind him and the look on his face. And then from this, we later learn that his grandfather is in a bad way. But we get this one last hurrah, this one last moment where they get to be kids together as a trio. And it's all about the Karuta. It's all about talking about the poems. Call me Arata. Then I'll call you that too. All right, Taichi. We get some bonding. She has the cutest little mittens. I gotta say, these are the cutest little mittens, and I like them. I like them a lot. And she continues working, and then the shoes start dropping. Taichi is going to a school that's an hour and a half away. Arata is going back to a different town. Everything is falling apart. Everyone is going to be alone. And Chihaya, poor thing. All of this. And then she has this moment. Talking with the doc. He's great. The whole messing with her with shooting stars is lovely. And he sort of lets her in on understanding that there are other things going on in these people's lives, and like, it's not like they're doing this to spite you. They have their reasons. Taichi should be proud for getting into this school. And you've got to be able to understand that Arata really cares about his grandfather, so they have their reasons. It's okay. It's okay. So, tournament, the shirts, the triumphant arrival, the battle, the failure, and the realization that it was still so much fun. And it doesn't really matter whether you win or lose. So, then we have the final goodbye. Play some Karuta with me. And of course he does, instantly. Their bond. And we end on the sentiment. If we all keep playing Karuta, surely we'll meet again. Which makes perfect sense. There aren't that many Karuta players out there. You're sure to run into each other if you run in that small circle. And we know from the first episode that they will. So, I get the feeling that because we hit graduation and because everybody is going their separate ways, I get the feeling that we're done with this timeline. That we're going to go to high school Chihaya and move from there. And slowly fill in the gaps. Where have these characters been for this whole time? What have they been up to? How much have they been practicing? What other things have they gotten interested in or changed? Because we already care about these characters. We know who they were as kids. We know their desires. And they're almost like a promise to each other that we'll meet again through Karuta. So now it just makes sense to see it happen. And I'm excited. This show is really good already. It's already really solid. Thank you everybody who voted for it. I like it a lot. You done it good. I'm excited for next episode. I am kind of hoping that we're like, as much as I've enjoyed this backstory section, I hope that we get into the meat of it now. We get to see all these characters with a few more years under their belt, practicing on their lonesomes, practicing on their own, sticking with it or not, and all coming back together and trying to figure each other out, find out what their group dynamic has become. Should be really interesting. All right, that's going to be it for me. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Chihayafuru episode 2 and 3. I hope you've enjoyed these as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week in the next one. As usual, if you want the next episode a week early, you can get it on Patreon along with Discord access and other stuff. So check that out if you want to. There are links in the description, and I'll see you there. Peace.